Okay, we're on Long Canyon Road here, and it's April 5th, 2023. We just had several days of nasty weather. Not a lot of volume as far as rain and snow goes, and obviously the snow's gone. But it could have caused some damage down here on Long Canyon Road, in the canyon itself, below Pucker Pass, or in Pucker Pass. So I'm checking it out just to see what the condition of this road is before a friend joins me in a couple of days. So what are we looking at here? We're looking in the distance, the Washout Mountains, covered with snow. It's been a pretty good snow year. And as we come around here, we'll be looking at the behind the rocks area of Moab. That's Moab Rim, also in the distance, which is probably kind of hard to tell. So now we're starting down towards Pucker Pass. There's a body, somebody's walking down there, so I'm not alone. The BLM keeps fencing off good places to pull over and take shots of the vehicle, but we can get down here. So as you can see, it's a little ledgy. I've seen it better and I've seen it worse, but the base of the road is very good. So we're heading downhill on this trip. Okay, we're starting down Pucker Pass, and this gets it gets tight down in here, a little bit tight, not a big deal. So it's snowing a little bit, just spitting a little bit, or corn snow. Anyway, this is recommended four-wheel drive, but what I'm finding with the Transit is, let me drop it to M1 here. There we go. With the Transit, it's pretty close to four-wheel drive. It can handle quite a bit of what four-wheel drive can do. So that allows me to go into some advanced conditions like this road was last year, after the August monsoons came through here and washed out this canyon, and then the county put a backhoe in here. But as you can see, it's a pretty cool section of the road through here. It's one of the most exciting parts, actually. But this is a wash. So it's actually pretty good, considering we've had storms lately, and it's just rutted, but it's not really bad shape like I've seen before. I probably should put it in mud ruts mode, just in case I need the control. So I'm reaching over here to punch it into mud ruts. Okay, right below us, it can get pretty washed out. No, rock slide. Okay. That's new. And ahead of us there ways is the big rock that we go under. Let's avoid that rock there. And other than slow, it looks really good condition. Now's when I wish I had a granny gear. I have to use the brakes, unfortunately, even at M1. One of the off-roading drawbacks of the Transit is it doesn't have a granny gear. The M1 is just not enough for this. But I've seen this in really bad shape. Unfortunately, I didn't take a video, but I do have, I can insert my van photograph of this point right here, and also straight ahead there at the rock. So I had it just behind us a few hundred feet or 100 feet. I had the van in the air, the wheel in the air, not the van in the air. Sure felt like it at times. Okay, this can get pretty washed out in here, but the mid-roof Transit and any other Transit, even high roofs, can make it through here. Okay, let's continue down. There's quite a drop right there where people coming up have dug it out. So we'll just take it over a little easy. Hopefully nobody's coming, because they have right of way. I'm going downhill. They're coming up. Okay, so it's a little bouncier than what it was after the county graded it, but it's solid. And so far, no big problem. I talked to a jeeper back there, and he said there is a narrow washed out spot down here someplace. Yeah, the rock formations are amazing, but you know, Moab, you expect it. Okay, as we drop down, there'll be some switchbacks below us to get us down into Long Canyon deeper. We're up on the side here on a bit of a shelf. It's a nice thing about this country, there's shelves everywhere, and that's where they put roads. So it works out pretty good. There's definitely nothing challenging here, just a little bouncy. Unfortunately, there's always people who want to try out their rigs in the mud and wreck the roads for everybody else. Not a lot of public responsibility there. Yeah, freedom to destroy the roads. This Long Canyon road gets traveled quite a bit by all kinds of different vehicles, because it drops down to Potash Road and then make a right there, and you can head over into Canyonlands on Schaefer Trail, and that's certainly pretty fun. Schaefer Trail's like switchbacks up a cliff. So there's just a trailhead here for something. There's a little trail that takes off to the right, and I never have bothered to stop and see what that's all about. It's a hiking trail or something. Yeah, you can see Long Canyon below us here. Way below us here. So the wash crossings down there might be much more challenging than what we're exposed to here. We'll have to see. Only one way to find out, and that's go. But I can always come back up through this if I have to. So it's because it's not challenging up or down right here. And any Ford people, Ford Motor Company people see this, please put a granny gear in these offered as an option, because it would be really nice. So the van's rocking and rolling here. So for a Ford Transit all-wheel drive, this is a really good starter road to off-roading, usually. But during the late summer, we get monsoons out of Mexico. They're the remnants of tropical storms and hurricanes. So they usually dump a lot of water. That's when the flash floods usually occur. Okay, we've got a side-by-side coming up. I'll just scare the hell out of them here, and you can pull over. Okay, I just signaled to him to come on up. And I'll go here, and they're gonna go over there. Okay, we're all getting along. So they didn't ask me how the road was ahead for them, because See if this transit van can get down, the side-by-sides can pull it off also. So side-by-sides, ATV, all-terrain vehicles. Used to be the ATVs were, you sit front and back. But that, you don't see those much anymore. Very, very rare. The side-by-sides are everywhere. And if you're looking around off-roading literature, it's, they say side-by-side is SXS. And that signals side-by-side. And I gotta just tell this guy that I am out of his way, I hope. Tack. This looks good. Okay, there'll be a Jeep coming around here in a moment. Here he comes, looking good. Okay, the Jeep passed us without incident. Everybody waves, of course. That's what we do out here on these usually dirt roads. Sometimes paved roads in remote places. Especially like the Alaska Highway. Times when I haven't seen anybody for a couple hours. So this rock is also, we call it mudstone, because it's compressed mud that was at the bottom of an ocean, small, not very deep ocean, in all of this area. And it created the, when it compressed the mud and it washed away, it created this terrain, which is fascinating for a lot of things, mountain biking, hiking, off-roading. And also slacklining, crack climbing, cliff climbing, and there's probably some other things they're doing out here. A little skydiving, good skydiving out of Moab's little airport here. This is, you know, not technical really. I think somebody who hasn't done this before is going to feel a little challenged. For me, it's normal stuff. Hard to get excited about it. So you can see the road ahead. Doesn't look bad down there, but you know, you can go come around a corner and there's always be a surprise. One thing you always have to keep in mind when you're asking questions and getting answers from people on the road is yeah, you can't trust what they say, because they don't know your vehicle and they don't know your skill set. So they might be cautious. They might not have a very high skill set. They were scared somewhere that you're not going to care about. So I rarely ask them. Unless a Jeep says, you know, looks like they've been off-roading for a while, and they say, well, we had to turn around, it was too rough. That's a, you know, in that case, turn around. We're still getting little bits of snow dropping here. So the GoPro is picking up quite a bit of this. Unfortunately, because it's a wide-angle lens, it'll flatten the scene, flatten the ruts, flatten the rocks, so that it doesn't look as challenging as it is. But when you're out here and the view is really, the view's to die for. We just don't want to die for it. Okay, below me is the road still, so looks good down there. And the sign's a strong indication there's a switchback coming. Mostly I'm interested in seeing if there's vehicles coming so I can get out of their way, since they have the right of way. Although the reality is everybody just tries to work it out here. Even if you're coming up, if you just passed a big white spot, just back to it, you know. Rarely does anybody push the right of way thing. But it certainly is helpful to know the rules of the road. Wow, the view here is great, guys. Hopefully this is working out on the camera. So at this point, probably anybody below can see that I'm coming down and would be prepared to pull over at a wide spot. Like, here's a really great wide spot. So I'm going to go wide in case somebody's here. And nope, it's pretty lonely. So the bad weather we've had the last few days, very high winds and blowing snow, it scared off a lot of people. The campground was pretty empty, even for Easter Jeep Week, which is brings a lot of Jeeps into this area. And there's Jeep tours, and I'm careful to select roads where there's no tour. Partly because I don't want to show the Jeepers show up any Jeepers who are struggling up the road, and here comes an all-wheel drive transit. Looks like a little mineral spring there that I haven't noticed before. It's probably just salt. Alkaline salt. I think alkaline's a salt. Anybody who remembers their chemistry from who knows how long ago can make a comment about that. So looking good so far, isn't it? Yeah, when the county grades it, well, some guy on a backhoe, then it's, I think you could probably drive a sports car on it. It's pretty damn easy. I just gave him the thumbs up sign so he knows that all's good. Okay, here we're coming into this combined wash area from now on. Okay, there's a narrow spot there where it washed out a bit, and you know, it looks good from here, and I think if necessary I could do 3 wheels. I'm going to pull to the right and approach it this way. See, I'm not scraping. Now a hitch could scrape. Okay, this is definitely tight, so I am just going to go. Okay, well, things in the back aren't happy about that, but I can fix that later. So as you see, we did drop in there, but I had a wheel in the air. So that was pretty exciting. And I didn't want to scrape the side on the rock, so I was being pretty careful because I knew that the vehicle would tip a bit back and forth, and I didn't want to have a big gouge in the side of the body. So, okay, that put it into advanced. That just made the trail advanced from everything else. So a guy is joining me in a couple of days who's got a longer version of 148, and he won't be able to make that, unfortunately. So what I may do is, instead of taking him down here, just what do we got here? Okay, a little bouncy and not particularly challenging. Slow. Okay, that guy probably has a place he can pull over, because I don't. There's a creek crossing washout up here. Is it? Just part of the road. Yeah. But I had to gun it and as it went over the little washed area, had a tire in the air.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it was pretty exciting for a moment. Mostly this is like, you know, upper beginner, maybe low intermediate, depending on people's experience.
Right. Oh, yeah.
But this spot right here is advanced.
Okay.
So that's fun, but it is narrow, and
You see any sheep up in there?
I didn't look for them.
Oh, okay.
No, I usually don't see them here in the canyon.
Oh, okay. That's what it said back there on the side.
It can, yeah.
But,
But I don't know. I've never seen them. I've been in and out of here before many times. And,
okay.
I never saw the sheep here.
Good views here, though.
Hmm?
It's a nice canyon.
Oh yeah. And be sure to stop under the big rock up here and take a photo. That's fun. There's a huge boulder and
Up here at the end, or
higher up, yeah, at the Pucker Pass.
okay.
And the pass is right now is in beautiful shape. It didn't wash out. It goes through a canyon.
Oh,
You know.
does this go all the way through?
Yeah, it comes out on 313 by Dead Horse.
Okay.
So yeah, you can go all the way through on it. And there's only that one challenging spot. You know, you got the big tires, and I don't think
we've been on several.
they're not that much narrower than my vehicle. I don't think so. So it's
Right.
yeah, you just have to line it up and then hit it. Good luck. Have a good time.
All right.
Yeah. Good luck. Okay, there was a little bit, my hitch scraped back there. Not the bike rack, but the hitch. And that's a common thing with the Ford Transits. Even if they're lifted a bit. I've only got like, I don't know, half an inch, maybe 1 inch lift. It wasn't much. And next time I get tires, I'm going to look into a little higher lift. But it hasn't been much of a deal for me. Okay, this is getting washed out here, so the big path around looks like the way to go, and I will stay wide. So down here in the canyon is where I expected for problems to be, because the wash is much more volume of water going through here at this level than there is farther up. And we have another wash. That looks good, huh? Ooh. So where I jumped that washout, you know, for a side-by-side, that's a nothing. For a Jeep, shorter wheelbase, a little bit easier to twist around in there. Maybe they could avoid it. Or get on the edge of it. But I do have to figure out the width of my wheels versus the width of a Jeep standard Wrangler wheels, and that gives me a comparison. If the Wranglers are getting through, what I may encounter. Getting near the bottom, which is the intersection with Potash Road and the Colorado River also. Okay, that guy's got narrow wheelbase, side base. Yeah, inform him. There's a one washed out spot up there in a wash. Okay. I had to just charge at it and have one wheel in the air going over it.
Is that before or after the big rock?
Oh, down here.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe 2 miles up.
Okay.
Something like that. Yeah, then from then on, it's nothing. Just ledges and some, you know, that's all.
Perfect.
Pretty easy. But yeah, when you get to that spot, you may have to like just go for it.
Okay. Thanks for the heads up. Appreciate it.
Sure. There's a washout up there 2-3 miles up.
Oh yeah.
In the canyon before you start climbing up.
Okay.
And you'll come to one before that, but there's a good road going around it. But it's just a narrow cut up here with a big rock here, and I had to just charge at it and have a wheel in the air when it went over it.
Oh.
So, you know, that's the only advanced part here. Everything else is, I would say, low, intermediate, easy.
Okay.
Something like that. Very scenic, of course. Have you been up here before?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's amazingly scenic. Yeah. And this is a big rock. You probably heard about that.
Yeah.
You go under it, take a picture. But as you clear that up, it gets a little gnarly in there. Not as bad as last year. And then you go into the narrow canyon, and the narrow canyon is even easier than this.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it didn't get washed out at all.
Okay.
So you'll be in good shape there. It's very beautiful. I mean, you're in a really narrow little slot, you know.
Yeah. Well, appreciate it.
Sure.
Thank you.
Good luck with the washout.
All right. Take care.
Okay, we survived the trip. This is usually kind of sandy, deep sandy right here, but it's all nice and compacted. And I am going to pull over and take a look at in the back and see how things are rearranged, because it's not very good back there for sure.